Okay, so hi there everyone, and welcome to my first proper YouTube video. So this is kind of exciting for me, and at the same time, it feels a little bit weird. I always wanted to have a proper YouTube channel ever since I started my indie game studio back in 2015. Back then I had like a working name for the studio called In the Shade of the Pixel. It wasn't very catchy, so eventually it turned out to be Pixel Shade instead. And the whole thought process behind that name and the reasoning behind it was that I wanted to create transparency between gamers and game developers. I was a developer myself. I've been doing some assembly programming, and I've been doing a lot of like C# programming, Java, and stuff like that professionally, but never within games. So eventually I kind of grew tired of life, and I will speak more about that eventually. And I made some major changes in life as well. So I was in for this ride, this incredible journey of following my dreams, and I really felt like I needed a platform to share all of that. But YouTube always became this kind of paradox of being this wonderful platform, which I enjoy. I really enjoy watching it, like tons of creators out there. But I always felt like if I do these like high grade episodes with like good production values and stuff, that's a full-time job in its own right. So when would I have time to do game development? And that was like one of my biggest concerns and the biggest paradox with the whole YouTube thing. So I started out using Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And to be frank, I'm quite terrible at social media. The platforms themselves are quite good in their own respect. But eventually, after years passed by, I realized that, having this journey, the snapshot nature of those channels wasn't very good for what I was trying to achieve. So I really had two options to go. Either continue with those social media channels, or I should just stop caring about creating like really ambitious content, because I'm creating a really ambitious game. So why should I create a really ambitious YouTube channel? Because I think that even though like this video, it's very unscripted, and a lot of other videos will be very unscripted as well, I told myself that I really need to lower my ambition levels and keep it to a level which I can continue doing YouTube and game development at the same time. And that's where I'm inviting you guys now, because I want to connect with my followers out there, both new and old ones, and I think that YouTube is a really good channel for that. So basically, I'm welcoming you to my home. Today it's like super hot outside. I closed the windows and it's basically 33 degrees. It's something about global warming out there. I don't know. I try to stick indoors as much as I can. But yeah, so this whole journey for me has been kind of great. I learned how to do digital art. I learned how to animate and how to do like visual scripting within game engines and stuff like that. So it's been a great journey, and I think I have like a lot of ground to cover, like a lot of great content ahead. I started making a list of all the videos I want to make, and just on top of my head, I could come up with 15 different ideas. So that's where I'm basically at right now. It won't only be about the nerdy stuff. There will, of course, be nerdy stuff because I love that shit. But I'm also trying to keep it more realistic. I want this channel to be inspiring as well. I wanted to inspire people to follow their dreams and their passions. And I also want to give people like the tips and tricks that I have learned throughout my journey as well. So what I'm doing right here and now is basically introducing you to my channel and what's ahead. You're probably wondering also what this game is that I'm working on, and why isn't it finished? My father asked me that all the time. But the thing is, like, the first 3 years, it was basically just a learning experience, and the game really didn't come to be in its final state until just quite recently. So I could probably show you some footage of it. I know that a lot of people ask, like, when it's gonna be finished, what is it about? Because that's also something that has been really hard to communicate with these snapshot medias like Instagram and Twitter. Especially since I always try to show everything that is done. So if I don't have the enemy design finished yet, I won't show any of that. So I won't show like the proper game loop. So basically up until now, people have just seen this weird fat cat jumping around in beautiful environments, and that's not what the game is going to be about. I try to explain it as simply as I can. A lot of people want to put games into certain genres, and in that respect, it's a Metroidvania game. I don't consider it to be a Metroidvania game myself because it doesn't have those typical standards that a very specific genre has. It doesn't have the same map system, not the same upgrade systems that you usually see. So there's a lot of things that are different with this game. So I usually just say that it's an adventure platformer that is played out in a Scandinavian fable-themed setting. And that's basically it. And you have a big, not open world, but interconnected world to explore. And me and Mikael, we are focusing a lot on creating an environment where you can actually see where you are, that you don't need a minimap to navigate, because it should make sense to you when you watch like the big map and you look at the environment, you know where you are. So basically we have a different idea of how to navigate in this world than usual Metroidvania games. And I usually look at it more as the old classic Wonder Boy games on the 8-bit and 16-bit era. So if you're interested in those kind of games, this will probably be a cool experience for you. But of course, this channel isn't only about the game I'm creating. There will be a lot of status updates about it, because I know that there are a lot of people that are excited about the game itself. And then of course there are always trolls, and there's always people that want to destroy you in some manners. I probably will have hate mail videos and stuff coming eventually. But yeah, this is my first very personal introduction video to you guys, inviting you to my home, to my world, where I create games, mostly by myself, but also with 2 fantastic colleagues. And yeah, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Dennis, for those of you who are new here. I live in Malmö, Sweden, so I'm not a native speaker. That's why I speak probably a bit slower than native speakers. But yeah. And then I also have Gustav and Mikael helping me out. And I'm hoping that we will be able to do joint efforts in the future where we can share like content on this channel, but we'll just have to see what kind of time frame we have. Currently, I'm the only one working 100% with Pixel Shade. Mikael has a full-time job, and Gustav is freelancing on his own stuff, as well as creating his own games with his brother. So it's kind of like a mixed bag, but we're all trying to work this out as best as we can. But yeah, if you find this exciting, please subscribe and hit the bell if you want to get notified for the next video. And next time there will be a little status update for all my old-time followers, and eventually there will be new, weird, fantastic content coming out. So please take care, guys, and I hopefully see you soon. So, okay, bye.